This little dog was forced to believe that he's an actual superhero. What will happen if he steps out in the real world? In a small dog shelter, a baby white shepherd is waiting to be chosen by someone. Finally, a little girl named Penny falls in love with this white angel and picks him up. She names him Bolt and gives him all the love he deserves. 5 years later, things change. Penny's father is kidnapped by a notorious criminal gang led by a green-eyed guy named Calico. Her father tells her not to worry because she has the biggest superhero by her side. It's no other than Bolt. He has been modified and a bunch of superpowers have been installed inside him. With Bolt, Penny rushes to find her dad. The enemy tries to follow them, but Bolt flips over the whole car in just one hit. Penny asks the driver about Calico's location, but he doesn't cooperate. Bolt picks up the car and hangs it down the bridge. Out of fear, the driver finally reveals where Calico is hiding. Penny takes out her motor scooter and rushes towards the targeted location. The enemies are still after them, so Penny asks Bolt to use his super speed. He drags Penny's scooter at the speed of light, leaving the enemy behind. The bad guys start playing dirty and throw a time bomb in the middle of the city. Bolt jumps over the wide roads and bridges and fetches the time bomb. Then he throws it at his enemies and uses his laser beam to attack the rest of them. More bad guys join in and they advance towards Penny and her dog. Penny tells Bolt to use his super bark. The intensity of his voice is so high that it creates a huge sandstorm to kill all of the bad guys. Suddenly, the director says Cut and Bolt is taken to his house. All of this adventure was a part of the shooting of an action series in which Bolt and Penny are the lead actors. To bring the right emotions in the dog, the producer has decided to make Bolt believe that everything happening around him is real. The other crew members think it's way too much effort, but the producer believes that if Bolt trusts that he has powers, so the audience will. Everyone is worried about the rating of the series. No one cares about the effect of this lie on Bolt's mental health. Poor dog can't even rest for a minute because he thinks that his owner is in danger. Moreover, he has to stay on set and can't even spend carefree time with Penny like other dogs do. Penny requests the crew to let her take Bolt home for a few days, but they can't take the risk of him finding out the truth. The cats living on the set also play with Bolt's feelings and make fun of him. Poor dog goes through the same pain every day. In the next shooting cue, they show the kidnapping of Penny. Bolt wants to help her, but he's captured and put back in his van. Penny begs the crew to let her meet Bolt as he must be worried for her. But the crew wants Bolt to suffer in helplessness all night so he can perform more naturally in the next scene. The bully cats come again, but this time Bolt isn't in the mood of talking. He immediately jumps out and starts looking around for Penny. He hears her voice from the editor's room and panics to save her. Poor dog accidentally falls in the export goods and gets shipped out to New York. Even after getting there, he keeps looking for Penny and runs in the middle of the streets assuming that he has superpowers. Bolt gets his head stuck between the fence bars and wonders why he can't just break them. He's supposed to be powerful enough for this. A bunch of pigeons notice him and get there to help. Bolt is finally free of the bars and assumes that the styrofoam in the shipping box was some kind of special material that nullified his powers. The pigeons find him familiar as he's the main lead of a famous series, but they can't recall. However, they are kind enough to offer their help. According to the series storyline, cats should be agents of Calico, so Bolt asks the pigeons to take him to the cat. There's a cat named Mittens living in this area that bullies all the pigeons. She orders them to give away their 50% of food if they don't want her to eat them. The pigeons find it a golden chance to take their revenge and tell Bolt that Mittens is the cat he's looking for. Bolt gets serious and threatens Mittens to reveal Calico's location as soon as possible. Of course, Mittens knows nothing about what he's saying. When Bolt gets no answer, he does the same thing he does with the bad guys in the series. He hangs Mittens down the bridge and gives her the last chance to speak. Mittens notices Bolt's collar and gets to know that he belongs to Hollywood. She agrees to help and takes Bolt to the dumps. There she finds a map that will lead Bolt to Hollywood. Bolt doesn't want to let Mittens go so easily and takes her along on the bus to Hollywood. Mittens accidentally drops a box of styrofoam on Bolt, making him jump out of the bus. He notices the blood coming out of the scratches on his hand and asks Mittens what it is. He has never been injured in the series and assumed that he has a super resistive body. Afterward, he starts feeling hungry and panics for special antidotes that will kill his hunger. Luckily, Mittens knows that the dog only needs some food. They are near a picnic spot and Mittens asks Bolt to go and beg for food. She also teaches him how to make cute faces to attract the humans. Bolt learns really quickly and they receive enough food to feed both of them. Mittens had a good meal after a long time. She doesn't have the privilege of being cute, so no one ever gave her free food. Their last target is an old lady who's keeping a lot of hamsters as pets. She asks Bolt to wait till she gets some food. Meanwhile, a hamster named Rhino notices Bolt. Despite being locked in a plastic ball cage, he jumps out to meet his idol. He's a TV addict and has been watching Bolt's TV show for a long time. Rhino is a huge fan of the superdog and considers it an honor to finally meet him. He also asks about Penny and gets worried after knowing that she's kidnapped. He offers to join Bolt in this journey and help him rescue Penny. They need a fast-moving vehicle to reach Hollywood as soon as possible. Rhino knows exactly what will help. He takes them right above a passing train. While planning how to jump on the train, Rhino talks about how he got to know Bolt. He used to watch him on something he calls a magic box. Mittens understands that he's talking about TV, and Bolt is just a part of action series. Before she can tell this to Bolt, he grabs them to jump on the train. Bolt lands safely, but Mittens is hanging down the ladder. He tries to help her, but she does not want to trust him anymore. The ladder breaks, and Bolt almost falls on the track. The remaining ladder screws are losing too, but Mittens and Rhino keep on holding until Bolt makes it back on the train, after getting to a safe place. Mittens breaks her ties and climbs up a tree. Bolt threatens her to get down, but she's not playing the superhero game anymore. Mittens bluntly tells the whole truth to Bolt. He's not a superhero. No lab modification was ever performed on him, and the birthmark on him is just makeup. This was all for a stupid TV show. Bolt can't accept such a big reality so easily. He keeps lying to himself and warns Mittens of his super bark. The cat is obviously not scared at all and lets Bolt bark as much he wants. The poor dog keeps barking with all his might, waiting for a miracle that will make his imagination a reality. Miracle didn't happen, but a disaster did. A stray animal catcher spots Bolt and Mittens and locks them on his truck. They are heading towards the shelter, but Bolt is still trying to break through the cage. Mittens tries again to convince him of the reality. He doesn't need to worry much as he will get picked up by a customer soon. However, a cat like Mittens has to spend all her life in the shelter cage. Meanwhile, Penny is still looking for her beloved dog. The producer brings someone in, but it's not Bolt. It's just a look-alike. The crew has to move on with shooting and advises Penny to move on as well. Back in New York, Rhino is continuously following the truck. When it stops at a gas station, Rhino gets out of his ball and jumps on the truck to help Bolt. At first, Bolt assumes that he broke the door, but then he meets Rhino. His fake birthmark is coming off too. Bolt has finally accepted the reality. He's not a superhero and never was. Rhino encourages him and reminds him of their mission, but Bolt isn't feeling like it anymore. He's nothing without his superpowers. Rhino can't give up so easily, and he will not let Bolt do it either. He has come this far already without his superpowers. He doesn't need a laser beam or super bark to be a hero. His dedication is enough. He's a hero and the world needs him. Bolt feels motivated and gets ready to save Mittens and Penny. They reach the shelter but must follow a different strategy. Rhino takes the responsibility of distracting the guards, while Bolt gets Mittens out of the cage. The guards try to catch them, but they escape in time and reach the main road. They get on a passing vehicle and celebrate their teamwork. Mittens is glad to know that Bolt has finally accepted himself. She's also willing to teach Bolt how he can still enjoy life being normal. Bolt learns each bit one by one and gets used to his new self. They steal another map and take different rides to reach Hollywood. Mittens has a surprise for Bolt. She has found a good place and some cardboard boxes to make their new home. But Bolt doesn't seem happy. He needs to get back to Penny. Mittens was abandoned by her previous owner and believes that all humans are the same. They just keep pets for fun and may replace them when they are bored. Bolt still believes Penny is different, so he must get back to him. Rhino asks Mittens about Bolt's departure and doesn't like letting him go alone. He has learned one thing so far: a true hero never leaves his teammates. Mittens understands his point and they get to Hollywood too. Bolt has reached his agency and looks around for Penny. He finds her but sees her cuddling the other dog. Mittens was right. Humans move on easily. Bolt walks away without knowing that Penny still misses him and is cuddling the dog just for the shooting. However, Mittens has seen the whole truth. The shooting starts and Penny is tied up for a scene. The new dog is supposed to run to help her, but he gets scared and steps back. He accidentally drops some of the props and causes a fire. The whole set is burning and Penny is stuck inside. Bolt was walking away, but Mittens told him the whole truth. He was right about Penny's loyalty. Before Bolt can react, he hears Penny's screams and rushes to save her. He drags He to the air vent, but Penny falls unconscious. Bolt gives up for a second, but then he remembers his super bark. He barks in the air vent with all his might. The rescue team hears him and saves Penny. She quits the show and the production team hires a new cast. But Penny doesn't regret her decision at all. Finally, she can live a normal life with Bolt and her two new pets, Mittens and Rhino. The actual superhero in your life is the one who loves you unconditionally and is ready to risk everything to save you.